Welcome to the Deep Dive. So today we're getting into a really quite a remarkable story from the world of cricket with this narrative of resilience, an unbelievable comeback and, this unbreakable bond of friendship. We're talking about Karun Nair's return to the Indian Test team after, 8 long years, and the support from his childhood friend, KL Rahul. The cricket world is absolutely buzzing right now. It's seriously buzzing, and for good reason. Tomorrow, June 20th, it's the start of this massive 5-match test showdown. India versus England, kicking off at Headingley. But look, this isn't just any old series. It's the start of India's new World Test Championship cycle, the 2025-27 one, and it's wrapped up in this really personal tale of grit and glory. Feels like something out of a movie, doesn't it? So our mission today is to unpack the sources we've looked at, articles covering Nair's whole journey, KL Rahul's public statements, interviews, and also taking a closer look at the team dynamics. Big changes there. The goal really is to pull out the most important bits of insight from all this material.
Give you a shortcut to understanding why this story is, so much more than just runs and averages. Get ready for some pretty surprising facts and honestly some moments of pure inspiration. Okay, so let's dive into this incredible story. To really get the scale of Karun Nair's comeback, we kind of have to rewind, don't we? Back to December 2016. Can you set the scene for us? Chennai's Chepauk Stadium.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's go back there. So imagine it. Packed stadium. The roar is deafening. You've got a 25-year-old Karun Nair at the crease batting against England, and he doesn't just, get a 50 or 100, not even a double 100.
No.
He goes on and smashes an unbeaten 303 not out.
Just incredible.
It's monumental. This makes him only the second Indian batsman ever, after the legendary Virender Sehwag, to score a Test triple century. Think about that for a moment. The historical weight of that achievement. You'd think, right, he's made it. Top of the world.
Yeah. The world's his oyster, as they say. Signed, sealed, delivered. And then comes the twist. The cricketing equivalent of hitting a brick wall at full speed. Maybe harsher than any soap opera cliffhanger, really. Just 3 months later, March 2017, he's played only 6 tests in total, and he was out. Just gone.
Quad. Poof.
Vanished from the test squad. For 8 long, grueling years. 8 years. That's enough time to, binge watch every cricket match ever played, probably learn a new language.
Have a midlife crisis or two.
Exactly. And still have time left over. It was just such an abrupt, kind of shocking fall from that peak.
Yeah.
How did the sources say he responded? Because for many athletes, that would just be game over.
Well, that's what's truly fascinating when you dig into the reports and interviews. Most players in that situation, they might sulk. They might point fingers, maybe even just walk away from the game, right?
That's understandable.
But the articles, they consistently paint this picture of quiet determination. He didn't kick up a fuss publicly. He didn't complain. He just seemed to, roll up his sleeves, head back to the domestic circuit, the Ranji Trophy, Vijay Hazare, and just start grinding, piling on the runs, relentlessly.
Just head down, bat speaks.
Precisely. It felt less about needing immediate revenge or vindication and more about this methodical, almost stubborn pursuit of getting back through sheer weight of performance, just collecting those runs patiently. It's quite something.
And when you say piling on runs, we're talking serious numbers here. I saw one stat that just, it made my jaw drop. The 2024-25 Vijay Hazare Trophy. Tell us about that performance.
Oh, those numbers are frankly ridiculous. Okay, so in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, right, he scores a jaw-dropping 779 runs, fine. But he did it in just 8 innings.
8 innings?
Which gave him an average of, wait for it, 389.5. 389.5.
That can't be right. 389.
It is. And 5 centuries in those 8 innings. Let that number really sink in. 389.5. Most top batsmen, they dream of averaging 50, maybe 60 across a whole season.
Yeah, 50 is considered world class.
Exactly. And Nair was out there averaging nearly 390, treating centuries like, just another Tuesday breakfast. It speaks volumes about his mental discipline, his focus, his hunger. It's off the charts.
And it wasn't just that one white ball tournament, was it? He backed it up elsewhere. Because the selectors, they need to see it across formats, especially for tests.
Right, exactly. It wasn't just a flash in the pan with the white ball. He then captained Vidarbha. Remember, he moved there from Karnataka and led them to glory in the Ranji Trophy, the premier first-class competition. He scored a massive 863 runs in that campaign, including, crucially, a century in the final against Kerala back in March 2025. Big game player.
Performing when it counts.
And then, almost like an exclamation point, just to make absolutely sure no selector could possibly overlook him.
He did something else.
Yeah, he played for India A against the touring England Lions side in Canterbury. And what does he do? He smacks a double century, 204 runs, against an England attack in English conditions, pretty much.
Oh, that's a statement.
It was a clear, unambiguous message. I'm still here, and I can score big runs against quality opposition. So you look at his overall first-class record now. 8,470 runs, 186 innings, average nudging 50, 49.82 with 24 centuries. I mean, if that doesn't scream, I am ready for a test recall, then I don't know what does. It's just a mountain of evidence.
Okay, and here's where, for me, it gets really interesting and maybe tells us the most about Nair's ambition and his thinking.
Yeah.
He didn't just pile up runs in India on pitches he knows well. He understood, didn't he, that to really convince people for an England tour, he had to prove himself over there.
Yes.
The sources highlighted his crucial overseas grind, that county cricket stint. How significant was that decision?
Oh, it was absolutely critical. Massive. And it really speaks volumes about his strategic approach to this comeback. It wasn't just about hope, it was planning. Because, look, playing in England, especially for batsmen used to Indian conditions, it's notoriously difficult. The weather's often cold, damp, the ball swings, it seems.
Yeah, people talk about it like it's batting on a different planet sometimes.
It kind of is. It's often described like, trying to bat with a blindfold on while someone sprays you with a hose pipe. The ball just moves differently, unpredictably, both in the air and off the pitch. It tests your technique relentlessly.
So how did he do?
He didn't just survive there, he thrived. He played for Northamptonshire in 2023 and 2024. And his numbers were impressive. 736 runs across 14 innings, averaging 56.61. That's a very healthy average in county cricket.
56 in England, wow.
And he notched up 2 centuries as well. So this wasn't just about getting acclimatized. It definitively proved his mettle for this specific test series in England. He's faced their conditions recently. He's scored runs there. He's conquered that challenge. It removes any lingering doubt, doesn't it? Any question mark about whether he could handle the moving ball. He's ticked that box emphatically.
Right. And while Nair was doing all this grinding the domestic runs, the county stint there was someone watching, someone who was always in his corner, sort of a constant in this whole saga.
Yeah.
His childhood friend, KL Rahul. Tell us a bit about their history.
Yeah, their story is just a fantastic subplot, isn't it? Adds a real human element. So KL Rahul, now India's, established, very suave wicketkeeper batter. He and Karun Nair, they go way, way back. They started playing age group cricket together in Karnataka since they were about 11 years old.
Wow, since they were kids.
Yeah, proper childhood buddies. They've shared dressing rooms for years, shared these big dreams of playing for India, and probably, as you hinted before, shared a few too many late-night packets of Maggi noodles over the years.
Definitely. A proper cricket bromance.
It really is. It's got that feel to it.
And the dynamic is interesting, too, because while Nair was fighting his way back through those, let's be honest, probably lonely years in domestic cricket and county grounds, Rahul was there, a fixture in the Indian test setup. He's played, 58 tests now and counting? He was living the dream that Nair was so desperately trying to reclaim. Did the sources give us insight into how Rahul saw Nair's struggle during that time?
They absolutely did. And the depth of their friendship really came through quite powerfully, actually, in a BCCI video. It was shared around June 12th, just recently. Rahul got really candid, spoke very directly from the heart about Nair's journey. He said something like, I've known him forever, and those months he spent in the UK playing county cricket, man, it was tough. It was lonely. He really emphasized that. Imagine being far from home, grinding it out in cold, rainy England, wondering if anyone's even watching.
That really hits home, doesn't it? The psychological side of it. It's not just about the physical effort of scoring runs. It's that mental battle, isolation, doubt.
Exactly. That's what Rahul seemed to pick up on. And he went on, sort of underscoring the emotional significance of Nair finally getting back into the team. He said, for him to come back to the Indian team after all that, it's special for him, his family, and friends like us who've seen the struggle. And then he added, it's inspiring, and I hope his county experience helps him smash it in these tests. You see, this isn't just like a teammate giving a standard polite quote for the camera. This feels genuine. It's a friend who truly gets the sacrifices involved, the sheer belief needed to push through 8 years of being on the outside looking in.
Yeah, you can feel the authenticity there.
The sources really paint Rahul not just as a peer, but as someone who's been a witness to Nair's entire roller coaster. He saw the highs, he saw the lows.
And let's not forget their own shared history against England specifically. That magical Chennai test in 2016. While Nair was busy hitting that unbeaten 303,
Mm-hmm.
Rahul himself scored a magnificent 199. He agonizingly missed out on a double ton by just one run. Ouch. But what a partnership they must have had.
Oh, absolutely. It really was like, a script written by a cricket god or something, sharing that massive stand on such a historic day for Nair.
And now Rahul's clearly hoping they can recreate some of that magic together again.
Right.
He even said it openly, didn't he? Something like, I hope both of us play together for long.
Yeah, he did. It's more than just a professional wish. You feel it's personal, too. And what this really underscores is that Rahul's support, it isn't just talk. It's not just platitudes. It seems rooted in this deep, enduring bond they have. And that adds this incredibly human, relatable layer to Nair's whole comeback story. It makes it even more compelling for us watching. This is the kind of friendship, that can genuinely lift you when things are tough, provide that crucial emotional support system. The sources suggest this wasn't just a recent thing. This bond has been a constant thread.
So this remarkable comeback story, it feels even more significant, even more layered when you consider the massive shifts happening in Indian cricket right now, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Timing is everything.
What does this 5-match test series against England starting tomorrow really mean for the Indian team as they step into this completely new era?
Look, it's a monumental moment, no exaggeration. First off, the series itself is the start of India's 2025-27 World Test Championship campaign. So points on the board from day one are crucial, high stakes right away. But perhaps even more significantly, India is bang in the middle of this huge transition. We're talking about the retirement from Test cricket of absolute giants. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Ravichandran, Ashwin.
Pillars of the team for over a decade.
Exactly. Pillars, their absence leaves these enormous shoes to fill. It's kind of like showing up to a massive party, but the star DJ and the main hosts have just left.
Yeah, the whole vibe changes.
The whole vibe changes. The dynamic, the leadership structure, the experience level. It's a massive shift.
And with those legends stepping aside, suddenly KL Rahul, at 33, finds himself as one of the most senior players in that dressing room. That's a lot of added pressure, surely.
Huge pressure. And he acknowledged it. There was a quote where he said something like, Virat and Rohit have been pillars for so long. I've never played a test without at least one of them being there.
Wow, think about that.
Yeah, he continued. It's going to be weird, but it's a chance for us, meaning the slightly more experienced guys left, to step up. So how's the team looking now? Who's stepping into those leadership roles? Well, it's a fresh look. Shubman Gill is the new captain, young, exciting talent. Rishabh Pant is his vice captain, another dynamic player. And they're leading this, young, hungry, incredibly talented squad. You've got names like Yashadip Jaiswal at the top, Ravindra Jadeja providing all-round experience, the pace attack led by Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj, Kuldeep Yadav's wrist spin.
It's an exciting group, definitely.
Lots of potential.
Loads of potential. It's this really interesting mix of raw, exciting talent and some established campaigners like Jadeja and Bumrah who now become even more crucial.
But let's be realistic here. England at home. That is never an easy assignment. The ball swings, the crowds are partisan, they're a tough nut to crack. Rahul's been prepping hard, right? Coming off a good IPL season. Yeah, he had a stellar IPL 2025 with the Delhi Capitals, looked in great touch. But he knows this is different. He summed it up pretty well. England's always a challenge. They're a great side at home, and we're a young team. It's going to be a fight.
Translation, buckle up, everyone.
Exactly. Expect fireworks. This series is probably going to be spicier than a Vindaloo, as you said earlier. So how does Karun Nair's presence specifically help India navigate these conditions, especially during this transition?
Well, this is where Nair's county stint becomes like strategic gold dust for India. It's not just a nice story anymore, it's tactically vital. His recent successful experience playing in England means he knows these conditions intimately right now. He understands the pitches, the atmospheric effects on swing, how the Duke's ball behaves.
Stuff you only really learn by being there. Precisely. And with Kohli gone from that middle order, Nair's proven ability to actually thrive against swing and seam in England positions him as more than just a comeback kid. He becomes a potentially critical technical solution for India's new-look middle order against Anderson, broad successors, whoever England unleash. He's shown he can handle tough batting assignments at places like Headingley, Edgbaston, Lords, the Oval, Old Trafford, classic English grounds where the ball often dominates. That insight from the sources is crucial. He's not just a feel-good selection, he's potentially a very valuable asset right now.
Right. And all of this, it feeds into this bigger message, doesn't it? Nair's comeback isn't just about him finding personal redemption. It feels like a statement. A beacon of hope, maybe, for every cricketer grinding away in domestic leagues, often far from the spotlight.
Yes, exactly.
India's head coach, Gautam Gambhir, he had a really powerful quote about Nair's inclusion, didn't he? What signal does that send?
Gambhir's words were very significant, I thought. He said effectively, Karun's inclusion shows youngsters that if you score runs consistently in domestic cricket, you will get your chance.
Performance is paramount.
Yes. He added, he's in great form, his county experience will help, and importantly, we won't judge him on just 1 or 2 games. He's earned a proper run. Now that is a clear policy signal from the new management, it says. Domestic performance matters. Consistency matters. We're watching, and we will reward it. That injects huge belief back into the Ranji Trophy, the Duleep Trophy, the whole system. It's a powerful message for the long-term health of Indian cricket.
It's easy, though, sometimes to focus only on the triumphant return. But we should quickly remind ourselves just how tough, almost unbelievable parts of Nair's journey were. After that incredible 303, he only played 3 more test matches for India, scored just 71 runs in 6 innings. It just didn't click immediately after.
No, it didn't.
And the selectors, well, they moved on pretty quickly. He was even part of the squad for the 2018 England tour, but was left warming the bench, didn't play a single game. Imagine how frustrating that must have been.
Immensely.
So the sources, they detail his sheer grit during those darker times.
Yeah.
What practical things did he actually do to keep going, to avoid just giving up?
His determination seems almost superhuman when you read about it. Okay, so first, when his home state, Karnataka, didn't pick him in 2022, a massive blow for a player of his stature, he didn't just sulk, he actively sought a new team, moved to Vidarbha, and made himself valuable there. Proactive. Took control. Then the training regime. The sources describe him training like a man possessed. One detail mentioned batting 600 balls like every other day at the Just Cricket Academy in Bengaluru. Just relentless practice.
Wow, that's dedication.
But here's a specific little nugget that I love that really shows his mindset. He apparently had a WhatsApp group with his trainer, and the group name was Comeback Season.
A comeback season.
Yep. That's not just a chat group, that's a personal manifesto right there. It reveals this incredibly proactive, focused, almost obsessive dedication. He wasn't just vaguely hoping to get back, he was actively building his comeback season, brick by brick, focusing on the process, the micro goals, rather than just the distant dream. That disciplined focus, that's real mental fortitude.
And the emotion of finally making it back, you can almost feel it. Nair himself, he called the recall surreal, expressed huge gratitude, excitement. You know he's desperate to grab this chance. And with Virat Kohli retired, that crucial number 4 spot in the batting order is potentially open. Could he slot in there? Given his double ton against the England Lions recently, the potential for fireworks if he gets going is immense.
Huge potential. So looking at the bigger picture for this series, what's really at stake for both Nair and Rahul beyond just their individual scores? Okay, so for Karun Nair, this is it. This is the ultimate shot at redemption. It's not just about playing a few more tests. It's a chance to maybe cement his place, to become a fixture in that Indian middle order for the next few years, to rewrite the ending of his story.
A second act.
A proper second act. For KL Rahul, meanwhile, it's a massive opportunity. With Kohli and Sharma gone, he has the chance to step out from those monumental shadows and truly define his own legacy as a senior player, maybe with a series-defining performance with the bat or his leadership. And the series itself, it's just a blockbuster waiting to happen. You've got both teams in these significant transition phases. England are always tough at home. India's young squad needs to find its feet quickly. It's fascinating. But ultimately, when you boil it all down, Nair's comeback, it resonates because it's so much more than stats and scores, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's this profound story about just refusing to give up. Even when the world, or at least the cricketing world, seems to have completely moved on from you. It's about the incredible value of having a true friend like Rahul who believes in you, who understands the struggle when maybe others don't. And fundamentally, it's proof, hard, tangible proof that relentless, focused hard work can eventually pay off. Whether you're batting in the scorching heat of Chennai or freezing your fingers off on a county ground in Northampton, as Rahul put it so perfectly, Nair's journey is truly inspiring. He's absolutely right about that.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, the key takeaways, they seem pretty clear, don't they? Karun Nair's incredible journey back is just this powerful testament to resilience. Resilience forged not just through hope, through persistent, targeted, hard graft.
Hard graft is right.
And this whole journey has been, well, paralleled and deeply supported by the unwavering, very practical friendship of KL Rahul. which adds that wonderful human dimension.
Yeah, the bromance factor.
Exactly. And all this means we're about to watch a really fascinating new chapter unfold for India's test team as they step into this new era against England. So maybe final thought for you listening. As India takes on England starting tomorrow, what does this story, this blend of grit, loyalty, and grabbing a second chance, what does it teach us about our own hopes, our own challenges? What can you maybe learn from Karun Nair's comeback season? That deliberate, planned, almost obsessive focus on a goal, built through small steps and unwavering self-belief. How could that apply in your own life, whatever field you're competing in? And of course, the big question on the field, will this bromance that keeps on giving actually script another cricketing masterpiece on the grandest stage? We definitely encourage you to keep a very close eye on this series. It feels like it's going to be a wild ride, a story that's bigger than just the cricket itself. And yeah, we're here for every single ball of it. Cricket, great mates, and a comeback story for the ages. Honestly, does it get any better than that?